chosen one. The universe has been orchestrating something magnificent behind the scenes while you've been walking through what felt like an endless storm. What I'm about to reveal will shake you to your core, because the very person who tried to dim your light has just walked straight into their own trap. The silver-tongued devil who whispered poison about your name, your character, your destiny. They thought they were playing chess while you were playing checkers. But here's the twist that's about to send shockwaves through their entire operation. You were never playing their game at all. While you've been focused on your purpose, your growth, your divine mission, there's been someone lurking in the shadows, weaving a web of lies so intricate, so calculated, that they believed they could rewrite your entire story. This person didn't just spread casual gossip, they launched a full-scale campaign against your reputation, your relationships, your very essence. They positioned themselves as the narrator of your life, painting you as the villain in a story where you were always meant to be the hero. The depth of their deception runs like poison through every conversation they've had about you. They've been telling people you're nothing but talk, that your dreams are delusions, that your accomplishments are fabricated fantasies. They've whispered that you're a snake in the grass, someone who burns bridges and leaves destruction in their wake. Every success you've achieved, every milestone you've reached, every moment of genuine connection you've built, they've twisted it into evidence of your supposed deception. But here's where their carefully constructed house of cards begins to crumble. This manipulator thought they understood power, thought they could control narratives and bend reality to their will. They believed that by poisoning enough minds against you, they could trap you in a cage of isolation and doubt. They wanted you to question yourself, to dim your own light, to believe that maybe, just maybe, you really were everything they claimed you to be. What they didn't anticipate was the sheer magnitude of their miscalculation. This person has been operating under the dangerous assumption that you were vulnerable, that you were isolated, that you had no divine backing. They saw your kindness as weakness, your authenticity as naivety, your spiritual power as pretense. They convinced themselves that if they could just orchestrate enough chaos around you, if they could just turn enough people against you, you would crumble under the pressure and retreat from your destiny. The audacity of their scheme is breathtaking in its scope. They didn't just attack you directly, they created an entire network of lies, half-truths, and manufactured evidence designed to systematically dismantle your credibility. They went to your connections, your potential allies, even your family members, spinning tales of your supposed wrongdoings. They painted you as someone who manipulates emotions for personal gain, someone who leaves devastation in their wake, someone who can't be trusted with anything valuable or sacred. What they didn't realize is that you're not just anyone, you're a chosen one. And chosen ones don't stay down when lesser beings try to bury them. While they were busy crafting lies, you were busy becoming everything you were destined to be. While they were plotting your downfall, the universe was plotting their exposure. The very energy they sent out into the world is now boomeranging back to them with devastating precision. The most insidious part of their campaign wasn't just the lies they told about your character, it was how they weaponized your own spiritual journey against you. They took your moments of vulnerability, your periods of growth, your honest discussions about your past challenges, and twisted them into ammunition. They used your transparency as evidence of your supposed instability, your growth as proof of your previous failures, your authenticity as a mask for hidden manipulation. They even went so far as to manufacture fake situations and create false witnesses to their fabricated narratives. This person has been playing a long game, collecting snippets of conversations, taking things out of context, and weaving them together into a tapestry of deception that would make a master con artist proud. They studied your patterns, your relationships, your communication style, all to better craft lies that would seem believable to those who didn't know the real you. The person who's been orchestrating this campaign of character assassination is about to face the most brutal awakening of their life. Every lie they've told is unraveling like a cheap sweater. Every person they've poisoned against you is beginning to see through their manipulation. The silver tongue that once seemed so persuasive now sounds hollow and desperate. The confidence they wielded like a weapon is cracking under the weight of their own deception. What particularly devastating for them is discovering that several people they thought they had convinced were actually playing along to gather evidence of their manipulation. The universe has a way of turning their own tactics against them. Some of the very people they recruited for their campaign against you were actually documenting their lies, collecting their contradictions, building a case that will expose them completely. You see, this individual has been living in a fantasy where they held all the power. They believed they could control not just the narrative about you, but the very trajectory of your destiny. They thought they could keep you small, keep you doubting, keep you from stepping into the fullness of who you're meant to be. They orchestrated conversations, influenced opinions, and planted seeds of doubt wherever your name was mentioned. But the universe has a way of exposing truth. The same energy this person used to try to destroy you has become the very force that's destroying them. They're discovering that when you mess with a chosen one, when you try to interfere with divine destiny, the consequences are swift and merciless. The protection around you isn't just spiritual, it's cosmic. It's the very fabric of reality bending to ensure that truth prevails. The elaborate web they constructed is now collapsing in spectacular fashion. People are comparing notes and discovering that the stories don't add up. Someone they trusted completely has turned out to be documenting their every lie, their every manipulation, their every attempt to sabotage you. The very network they built to destroy you has become the network that's exposing them. The depth of their surveillance on your life is both shocking and pathetic. They've been monitoring your social media with the dedication of a private investigator, screenshotting your posts to dissect them for potential ammunition. They've been keeping tabs on your friendships, your business moves, your personal relationships, all in service of finding ways to undermine your success. They turned themselves into a full-time hater, complete with research files and strategic plans. This person has been living a double life that would exhaust anyone with actual purpose. By day, they present themselves as a normal, functioning individual, but behind closed doors, they've been running a covert operation against your happiness and success. They've been scheduling their attacks, timing their releases of false information, coordinating their lies with precision that would be impressive if it weren't so deranged. The most disturbing revelation is how they've been manipulating family dynamics and close relationships. They didn't just target strangers or acquaintances. They went after the people closest to you, whispering poison in the ears of those who should have been your strongest supporters. They studied family dynamics, identified insecurities and past conflicts, then weaponized that intimate knowledge against you. They've been particularly strategic about targeting masculine energy in your life, knowing that if they could turn potential partners, collaborators, or allies against you, they could effectively isolate you from opportunities and love. They crafted specific lies designed to trigger masculine insecurities, playing on fears of being deceived or manipulated. They painted you as someone who uses spiritual gifts for dark purposes, someone who leaves emotional destruction in their wake. But here's where the story takes an even more dramatic turn. This person's desperation has driven them to recruit others into their scheme, and those recruits are now jumping ship faster than rats fleeing a sinking vessel. The accomplices they thought were loyal are now distancing themselves, claiming they were manipulated too. The allies they counted on are now providing evidence against them. The support system they built through shared hatred is crumbling as people realize they were used. Right now, as these words reach your consciousness, this manipulator is experiencing the shock of their life. The people they thought they had convinced are comparing notes. The lies they told person A don't match the lies they told person B. The stories they've been spinning are falling apart under scrutiny. Someone they trusted has betrayed their confidence, and now their entire operation is exposed. The financial and emotional investment they put into destroying you has become a complete loss. They spent time, energy, resources, and relationships all in service of bringing you down. They sacrificed their own growth, their own opportunities, their own peace of mind, all because they couldn't stand to see you ascending. Now they're watching all that investment turn to ash while you continue to rise. The most devastating part for them isn't just that they've been caught, it's that they're realizing how powerless they actually were all along. All this time, while they thought they were puppeteering your destruction, you were actually growing stronger, more aligned, more magnetic. Your light was getting brighter, while they exhausted themselves trying to snuff it out. Your destiny was unfolding exactly as it should, while they wasted precious life force trying to rewrite it. This person is about to learn a fundamental truth about the universe. When you come for a chosen one, you better not miss, and they missed spectacularly. Not only did their attacks fail to diminish you, but they've actually accelerated your growth. Every lie they told about you has been transformed into fuel for your ascension. Every person they turned against you was actually a divine removal of dead weight from your life. What's particularly satisfying is watching their reaction as they realize that the very people they tried to turn against you are now questioning their motives. The masculine energy they poisoned is now asking uncomfortable questions about why this person was so invested in your destruction. The feminine energies they recruited are now wondering what they were really being recruited for. The family members they tried to influence are now seeing their manipulation tactics clearly. The panic they're feeling right now is unlike anything they've ever experienced. They're realizing that everyone they thought they had fooled is now questioning their motives. The masculine energy they were trying to turn against you is now furious with them for the manipulation. The feminine energies they recruited for their cause are now seeing them for the toxic manipulator they truly are. Their own allies are abandoning ship. What's particularly devastating for this manipulator is the realization that their obsession with you has consumed their entire identity. While you were building your empire, they were building your destruction. While you were manifesting abundance, they were manifesting chaos. While you were attracting genuine connections, they were repelling everyone with their toxic energy. They became so consumed with stopping your progress that they forgot to create their own. The most pathetic aspect of their situation is how they've been living in your shadow this entire time, studying your every move like a deranged stalker. They know your patterns better than some of your closest friends do, not because they love you, but because they've been obsessed with finding ways to tear you down. They've been taking screenshots, saving conversations, documenting your growth, not to celebrate you, but to find ammunition against you. This level of obsession reveals something deeply disturbing about their psychological state. Normal people don't spend months or years crafting elaborate schemes to destroy someone else's reputation. Normal people don't sacrifice their own peace of mind, relationships and opportunities to focus on bringing someone else down. This person has been living in a prison of their own hatred, and now that prison is collapsing around them. But here's where this story takes an even more dramatic turn. This person's desperation is driving them to increasingly erratic behavior. They're doubling down on lies that everyone can now see through. They're making accusations that only serve to highlight their own guilt. They're reaching out to anyone who will listen, trying to do damage control on a situation that's already beyond their control. They're discovering that their reputation for manipulation has preceded them. People they're trying to recruit for damage control are already aware of their tactics. The very silver tongue they relied on has become a liability because everyone knows they can't be trusted to tell the truth. Their credibility is so destroyed that even their genuine attempts to explain themselves are being met with skepticism. The most chilling aspect of their downfall is how their health is now being affected by the stress of their exposure. The constant lying, scheming, and maintaining false narratives has taken a physical toll on their body. They're experiencing symptoms that mirror the very illnesses they falsely attributed to you, a cosmic joke that's both poetic and terrifying. The universe has a way of making people experience exactly what they tried to inflict on others. Their living situation has become unstable as well. Relationships with roommates, family members, and close associates are deteriorating as people discover the extent of their deception. They may find themselves having to relocate, having to start over in new environments where their reputation hasn't preceded them. The foundation they built their life on is cracking because it was constructed with lies rather than truth. The beautiful irony is that in trying to make you look like a liar, they've exposed themselves as the biggest liar of all. In trying to paint you as manipulative, they've revealed their own master manipulation. In trying to convince others that you're untrustworthy, they've shown everyone exactly how untrustworthy they are. The mirror they held up to distort your image has instead reflected their own distorted soul. While they were focused on tearing you down, you were building yourself up. While they were consumed with hatred and jealousy, you were cultivating love and abundance. While they were scheming in the darkness, you were stepping into your light. The contrast between your evolution and their devolution is stark and undeniable. What particularly powerful is how this experience has refined your discernment and strengthened your intuition. You've learned to recognize the energy of deception, to spot the signs of manipulation, to trust your inner knowing even when external evidence seems contradictory. This trial has turned you into a master of reading energy and intentions, skills that will serve you powerfully in your future endeavors. The person who thought they could control your destiny is now watching helplessly as their own destiny crumbles. The energy they sent out to bind you has bound them instead. The negativity they tried to surround you with has become a cloud over their own life. The isolation they wanted to impose on you has become their own prison. Justice isn't just being served, it's being served ice cold. But chosen one, this isn't just about their downfall. This is about your rise. Every attack they launched against you has been alchemized into power. Every lie they told has been transformed into truth that shines brighter. Every attempt to diminish your light has only made it more radiant. You haven't just survived their assault, you've thrived beyond their worst nightmares. The people in your life who truly matter are seeing you with new eyes. The masculine energy that was being poisoned against you is now recognizing your worth. The opportunities that were being blocked are now flowing freely. The abundance that was being cursed is now manifesting magnificently. Your enemy's attacks have become your greatest advertisements for the divine being you truly are. This manipulator is experiencing something they never expected, complete and total defeat. Not just the defeat of their plans, but the defeat of their entire worldview. They believe that if you tear someone down enough, if you poison enough minds, if you whisper enough lies, you can actually change reality. They're learning the hard way that reality doesn't bend to manipulation, it bends to truth. The most powerful part of this entire situation is that you didn't even have to fight back directly. You didn't have to launch a counter-campaign or defend yourself against every lie. You simply stayed in your power, continued walking your path, and let the universe handle the rest. Your consistency, your authenticity, your unwavering commitment to your truth became the very weapons that dismantled their entire operation. Right now, this person is dealing with the consequences of their actions in ways they never imagined. Their own support system is crumbling, their credibility is destroyed, their reputation is in tatters. The very thing they tried to do to you has happened to them, but magnified beyond their worst fears. They're experiencing firsthand what it feels like to have your character assassinated, except in their case, it's self-inflicted. The relationships they thought they had secured through manipulation are revealing themselves to be built on sand. The alliances they forged through shared hatred of you are dissolving now that the truth is out. The masculine energy they convinced to turn against you is now seeing them as the toxic manipulator they always were. The feminine energies they recruited are now disgusted by their behavior. But here's the most beautiful part of this entire cosmic drama. While they're experiencing the destruction of everything they built through lies and manipulation, you're experiencing the construction of everything you've built through truth and authenticity. Your foundation is solid rock while theirs was quicksand. Your relationships are based on genuine connection while theirs were based on shared delusion. The universe has been preparing you for this moment of vindication your entire life. Every challenge you've overcome has strengthened your character for this test. Every truth you've spoken has built the credibility that now shines blindingly bright in contrast to their lies. Every authentic connection you've made has created an army of witnesses to your true nature. You were never meant to walk this path alone. The Obsidian Inner Order isn't just another spiritual community. It's a sanctuary for the exiled, the awakened, the ones who've been gaslit for their gifts and abandoned for their truth. Every week we gather live on Zoom, real people with real faces sharing real stories of transformation. There's a former CFO who embraced their psychic abilities, a seer who broke free from religious oppression, and a healer who survived ritual abuse and found their power. Dozens more join us who understand exactly what you've been through. This is your spiritual family, never gonna give you up, never gonna let you walk through this awakening alone, never gonna scroll past your suffering like it's just content. Your exile from the ordinary world wasn't punishment, it was preparation for this, for us, for the family that chooses you back. Join the Obsidian Inner Order, link in description. This silver-tongued devil who thought they could rewrite your story is now discovering that some stories are written by forces far greater than human manipulation. Your story is authored by the divine, co-created with the universe itself, and no earthly power can change its trajectory. They were trying to edit a document they didn't even have access to. The panic in their energy right now is palpable. They're scrambling to do damage control on a situation that's already beyond repair. They're reaching out to people who no longer trust them. They're trying to explain away evidence that speaks louder than any words. They're attempting to rationalize behavior that's clearly irrational. The very silver tongue they relied on has turned to lead in their mouth. What they're experiencing now isn't just embarrassment or inconvenience, it's the complete collapse of their false identity. They built their entire sense of self around being the puppet master, the one who could control narratives and manipulate outcomes. Now they're faced with the reality that they were never in control at all. They were just a pawn in a much larger game, and that game has just reached checkmate. The masculine energy that was being influenced against you is now furious at being manipulated. They're realizing they were used as weapons against an innocent person. They're seeing how their trust was weaponized and their emotions were exploited. The anger they once felt toward you has been redirected toward its rightful target, the manipulator who deceived them. Meanwhile, you're stepping into a level of power and recognition that was always meant to be yours. The obstacles they created have been removed. The blocks they installed have been dissolved. The confusion they generated has been replaced with clarity. Your path is now clear and your purpose is undeniable. You're not just surviving their attack, you're thriving beyond their ability to comprehend. The most delicious irony is that their efforts to destroy you have actually accelerated your ascension. They thought they were burying you, but they were actually planting you. They thought they were ending your story, but they were actually beginning your greatest chapter. They thought they were your downfall, but they were actually your divine catalyst. This person is now facing a choice that terrifies them to their core. They can either admit they were wrong and face the humiliation of their exposure, or they can double down and face even greater consequences. Either path leads to their defeat, but one path offers the possibility of redemption, while the other guarantees their complete destruction. The choice is theirs, but the outcome is already determined. The energy around you right now is electric with possibility. The universe is opening doors that were previously locked. The people who matter are seeing you clearly. The opportunities you deserve are presenting themselves. The abundance you've been cultivating is ready to manifest. This isn't just vindication, this is elevation to heights you've only dreamed of. Your enemy's plans have backfired so spectacularly that it's almost comical. They wanted to isolate you, but they've isolated themselves. They wanted to make you look bad, but they've made themselves look terrible. They wanted to destroy your credibility, but they've destroyed their own. They wanted to end your story, but they've only made it more compelling. The person who tried to play God with your destiny is now discovering that there are forces in this universe that don't negotiate with manipulators. The divine protection around you isn't just spiritual theory, it's cosmic fact. When someone attacks a chosen one, they're not just attacking a person, they're attacking the very plan of creation itself. The universe takes that personally. Right now, as this person faces the wreckage of their carefully constructed lies, you're standing in the light of truth that can never be dimmed. The contrast is so stark that everyone can see it. The difference between authentic power and manipulative control is on full display. The distinction between someone walking in their purpose and someone driven by jealousy and hatred is crystal clear. This silver-tongued devil who thought they could poison your well has ended up poisoning themselves. The very energy they sent out to harm you has circled back to destroy them. The lies they crafted so carefully have become the rope they've hanged themselves with. The narrative they tried to control has spun completely out of their control and into truth. But chosen one, this moment isn't just about witnessing their downfall, it's about recognizing your own rise. You've been upgraded through this experience, your discernment has been sharpened, your boundaries have been strengthened, your purpose has been clarified, your power has been magnified. What was meant to break you has made you unbreakable. The people who truly belong in your life are now able to see you clearly, free from the distortion of lies and manipulation. The relationships that are meant to flourish can now do so without interference. The path that was being blocked is now wide open. The destiny that was being attacked is now protected by forces beyond human comprehension. As this cosmic drama reaches its climax, remember that you were never the victim in this story. You were always the hero. The trials you've endured have been preparation for the triumph you're now experiencing. The attacks you've survived have been training for the battles you'll win. The lies you've overcome have been practice for the truths you'll speak that will change the world. Your enemies thought they were writing your ending, but they were actually writing your beginning. The chapter they tried to close was just the prologue to your greatest adventures. The story they attempted to end has only just begun, and the rest of it will be written in victory, abundance, and divine purpose that no earthly force can touch. This silver-tongued devil's reign of deception is over. Your reign of authentic power has just begun. The universe has spoken, and its verdict is clear. You are protected, you are powerful, and you are unstoppable. Let them deal with the consequences of their choices while you step into the fullness of everything you were always meant to be.